Baseball Super Regionals presented by Capital One. It does not get better than this. Omaha or bust here in Austin, Texas. Game 3 between the Longhorns and the Golden Eagles of Tennessee Tech. Longhorns trying to go to Omaha for the 36th time. Tennessee Tech for the first, and what will be the final home game for Cody Clemens. Game number 1 belonged to Tennessee Tech. Ethan Roberts clutch out of the pen, allowing 1 run in the final 4. They get the 1-run victory, moving them to the doorstep of Omaha. Game 2, Cody Clemens goes yard again, flashes the hook'em. Statement made by the Longhorns. They win game 2, 4-2. And for the first time in the history of the Super Regional era, we have 6 deciding game 3s. Last night, 2 of them were played, with Washington and Mississippi State both advancing and doing so in extra innings. 4 of those today here on the ESPN family. And we start right here in Austin, Texas. I'm Lowell Galindo here with the 3-time All-American Keith Moreland. Cody Clemens already has left the yard twice through 2 games here in Austin. So if you're Tennessee Tech, the question has to be, why do you even pitch to this guy at this point in time?
I'm not sure why I would. I know I wouldn't be at this point. They've tried to pitch around him at times, and he still hurt them. They tried to go up and away from him in game 1. Still got a ball out of the zone, hit it out of the ballpark. Then with nobody on in a tie game in yesterday's ball game, they come right back and they attack him 3-2 right down Broadway. And right now, with his launch angle and how he's seeing the baseball, you can't throw the ball to him. Somebody else in the Texas lineup would have to beat me if I was Tennessee Tech.
Offense, offense, offense for Tennessee Tech. We've talked about that in depth. Now, 135 home runs on the year, by far the most in the BB Core era. But Keith, they've got 14 hits. 11 of those are singles. Where are the extra base hits?
Well, that's what they need to find a way to get back to. That's their style. They hit the ball in the ballpark, obviously, more than any other team in the nation. They also use slugging percentage and do it in different ways. A lot of doubles, a lot of triples. The number that jumps off the page, obviously the one on the right are not good, but how about at the bottom? Almost half of their slugging percentage. Great offenses, it's about OPS. You see that people make money over OPS at the next level. Slugging, on base, they haven't got it done so far in this series.
Partner, you ready to go?
I am ready to rock.
We've got 8 teams left. Only 4 will advance to Omaha. All the games coming up on the ESPN networks. I think the moment will be too big for Matt Braga and Tennessee Tech. You are wrong. They've won 3 straight elimination games. If they can make it 4, they're going to Omaha. But for the lineup, Keith, Kevin Stroshon, the OVC Player of the Year, has to get it going. He's 0 for 8 in the Supers.
He's 0 for 8 here. He is hitting 103 in the postseason. He is a really good offensive player. Folks, he was up around 390 when this postseason started. So he's got to get it going, and he's going to be facing the right-hander Matteo Bocchi. A little bit of a surprise start. A young man from Parma, Italy. 5 years ago, he was living in Italy. Now he's pitching in a super regional with a ticket to Omaha on the line. You can see he's got to control his fastball, pitch ahead. He's got a really good sinker. That's his out pitch.
Alex Jr. leading off for the Golden Eagles. He's led off the first 2 games here in Austin with strikeouts. First offering for Bocchi. Called for ball 1, comes back with a swinging strike, and it's 1-1.
We'll go back to when you're a young man that made his way through high school, didn't get a lot of baseball education, made his way to Odessa College out in Odessa, Texas, and now made his way pitching into this regional. Can he control his emotions? And that's the important thing. He's got good stuff, good sink to his fastball, 89, 90, but he's got to throw strikes, Lowell.
And there's another one. Strikeout number 1 for Matteo Bocchi. They call him the Italian Stallion.
Now, this is pinpoint control with his fastball. We talked about good movement. He just starts this ball out away and runs it to the outside corner. Dynamite pitch right there. And you're not going to do anything with velocity down and away, especially slugging percentage.
No joke. Bocchi literally learned how to pitch on YouTube. Watched videos in his native Italy. As this one gets by DJ Petrinsky as Vinny Calabahea steps in. watched YouTube videos and was so good at so many different things that the big focus has been trying to whittle that skill set down and find a few things that he can be great at. Up the middle, David Hamilton on it. Jake McKenzie, does he get his foot on the bag in time? Yes, he does. And that has been one of the stars of the Super Regional round for Texas. He's been a mainstay defensively over at first base.
Routine ground ball right here, and Hamilton comes up, throw a little bit offline like he got underneath it, but I tell you, you're absolutely right. Jake McKenzie has solidified this infield defense for Texas.
Could that be some early moment jitters with a game like this from David Hamilton?
I tell you what, nerves are going to play a major part in this ballgame. After this pitch, I think it will. The team that wins today will be the one that manages, especially early in the game when the emotions are so high. What's on the line? And who can stay composed? As Augie Garrido, the ex-coach here at the University of Texas, said, pressure is what you put on yourself. There is no pressure. You allow it to affect you. So just play the game.
Called strike to make it 1-2 to Kevin Stroshine, 0 for 8 in the Austin Super Regional.
In game one of this regional, two-strike hitting was so important. That's what helped the Golden Eagles come away with a victory. See if they can get that done here today.
First 4 base hits in game one, all with 2 strikes. Kalevahea had a big one to drive in 2 in the 3rd inning to give Tennessee Tech the 2-1 lead. Texas has started off with the lead in the first 2 games.
Got him set up for a slider right here. Started out like a strike and break it off the plate.
Popped up, Bokey points it out. McKenzie calling off Clemens, but Clemens will take it. 3 up, 3 down here in Austin. David Pierce in his 7th year as a head coach, trying to advance to Omaha for the first time ever. His Texas lineup hitting only .203 in this Super Regional. Most of the production, no surprise, coming from Cody Clemens. But one of these surprises has been Jake McKenzie, who's 4 for 7 with 3 doubles.
Well, he's done an outstanding job. Moved up in the lineup, a little bit of a change in the Texas lineup yesterday. Not the guys that are playing, but where they hit in the order. And they'll face a left-hander here today. When you look at Hershey, for me, the first thing you think about, he's a junior. He's been around for a while. He's been in an elimination game. Missouri State in the regional. Comes out, all he does, Lowell, is go 9 innings. Allowed 3 hits, walked 1 and struck out 5 and came away with a victory. He throws both the 2 and 4 seamer. He's going to hit 89, 90. He's not a big power pitcher. Sliders his out pitch. He will use it, especially with all the left-handed hitters in the Texas lineup. Can he get ahead where he can get to his slider will be the key.
At the first hint of trouble, it's a no-doubter. Ethan Roberts will be available and ready to enter this game for the Golden Eagles. David Hamilton leading off. He's 0 for 5 in the Austin Super Regional.
Well, you always worry about, can you stay composed? Can you do the things you need to do? I mean, this is a veteran guy. He came out in a big game before.
Chops it to David Garza. And a good job by Chase Chambers with the stretch. Something to watch for as well defensively for Tennessee Tech. The health of Trevor Putzig over there at the hot corner. He's been dealing with a hamstring injury. Really didn't play too much in the final 2 weeks of the regular season, but he has made his return. Was not 100% with that hammy in the regional round, and it appeared he tweaked the hamstring a day ago. A bunt from Duke Ellis, right back to Hersey, and the throw is on time, on spot, and there's 2 quick outs.
You got to have a little bit more sense of urgency right there, because Ellis was booking it down the line and I just getting, you think the bunt's right back out in front of you and you just go, all right, got an out. Hey, sometimes guys can run That was very close. I'm not throwing a strike here, by the way. Just thought I'd tell you, even early in the game.
Well, fortunately for Tennessee Tech, when Cody Clemens has done his damage, it has all been minimal damage. The 2 home runs have both been solo home runs. His double to start game number 2 yesterday drove in only 1 run.
The reason he is in line to be maybe one of the players of the year in college baseball is his adjustment here in his junior campaign against left-handed pitching.
Rip off the glove of Chambers. And Cody Clemens is aboard. No shocker for the fans here in Austin.
And that's the adjustment I was talking about. Staying in there on that breaking ball. Getting the barrel of the bat to it. It's been a good adjustment. He just continues. You can see, really struggled. Almost doubled up his average. 7 more homers against left-handed pitchers than he had last year.
Now this is the guy that Texas really needs to get going. It's Zach Zubia. He will have his chances, especially if the Golden Eagles elect to pitch around Clemens. He's 1 for 7 with 2 strikeouts. And Hershey delivers strike 1.
Excellent mound presence right now. Pitches from the third base side of the rubber. Tries to use that 2-seamer at times and run it away to get the ground ball.
Way outside. Kalevahea jumps out to corral it. Texas has scored in the first inning in the first 2 games of this Super Regional. A good rip to center. Alex Jr. is back and makes the catch. So 1 base hit allowed to Cody Clemens, but nothing on the board as we go to the second.
NCAA Baseball Super Regionals is presented by the Capital One Venture Card. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. What's in your wallet? And in part by Golden Corral's Sizzling Fajita Nights. Every night, just $13.99.
It has been an awesome atmosphere here in Austin, Texas. The Tennessee Tech faithful, they've done a fine job showing up from Cookeville, Tennessee to represent their Golden Eagles. As you see, the wind will be a factor. Going out to left field, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Tennessee Tech, representing the Ohio Valley Conference, did not win the tournament, got in as an at-large, a number 2 seed regionally, which says a lot about how good this team is, because typically smaller conferences, it's either you win your conference tournament or you're watching the big one from home.
They put the shift on with Reynolds, the third baseman, playing rover in left field for Chambers. What a year this young man has had. 84 RBIs on the year.
He is your national leader in that department. Has a wall ball double to center field. Narrowly missing a home run, but driving in 2 to give Tennessee Tech the lead for good in game number 1. That is ridiculous. 84 RBI. But this team has routinely shown they are the real deal. 53 wins, the most in D1 baseball this season. And the way they got here, unforgettable, winning 2 elimination games on Monday in Oxford to advance. This one to left field. Mason Hibbler makes the grab, and there's 1 down.
Changeup. Bokey had Chambers out in front. Your hands drag when your body's out in front. Got him to pop up.
And that changeup has been a recent development.
It has. He was a split guy, which is what he really wanted to throw, but he was really talking about it. It's been so dry in Texas that Coach Pierce told us earlier today he's gone away from the from the split to a changeup.
And here is Putzig, and it's tough right now to see this young man take hacks like that. He is playing through pain. The hamstring is not 100%. He tweaked it yesterday.
You can tell that he's trying to do everything he can do to help his team.
Yeah, there was no doubt with the coaching staff that he was going to play in this game today.
He had to make a play in yesterday's ball game, Lowell, that really, you can tell he tweaked it again trying to make a throw, and it really, people don't understand how important a hamstring is to hitting. You can see right there.
If it is an infield ground ball, you will probably not see him hook it down the line.
He still has the ability, though, with one swing of the bat to get you a quick one. Got great power.
Lifted. Hamilton back into left field. Hibbler will call him off for the second out here in the top of the second.
You look at the Golden Eagles, you know, this is not a one-time thing. They've been winning games for a while now. This is their 6th appearance in the NCAA tournament, the first time they've reached the Super Regional and the Super Regional final for sure. One step away from punching their ticket to TD Ameritrade in Omaha.
David Garza has the lone home run for the Golden Eagles in this Austin Super Regional. First pitch that he saw against Blair Henley out of the bullpen nearly hit the scoreboard in left center field. Home run number 135 for Tennessee Tech this season. And it's not just this tournament that they have been very good. You go back to last year's tournament, since the start of that NCAA run, Tennessee Tech has not lost a tournament game by more than 2 runs. And when you consider the teams that those close losses are against, it's Auburn, Florida State, Ole Miss, and Texas.
Oh, they're right there. They stay in the ball game. We talked about they haven't had their slugging. You know, they're a team of power. But they have pitched and played defense and stayed right in games, even when they hadn't hit the ball in the ballpark.
1-2 to Garza.
Now both these pitchers, they're in control. They're commanding the moment. Their mound presence is good. They're attacking the strike zone, putting pressure on the hitters.
Flared up the middle. Clemens judging the hop. And another 3 up, 3 down for Mateo Boki. What are we playing for? Omaha, of course. Texas has been there more than anybody. The Golden Eagles, never. Unforgettable Super Regional round of this NCAA tournament. North Carolina, Oregon State, UW, and Mississippi State all advancing to Omaha. With North Carolina and Oregon State the first to do that.
I'll tell you what, last night I had picture in picture at the ending of that.
Did you make it up the whole time?
I stayed. How can you get away from it? It was must-see TV.
And the way those games ended, not just going to extra innings, but teams going back and forth in extras when it looked like maybe a 2-spot, a 3-spot would be enough just to see an answer.
Not in either ball game.
4 walk-offs, 2 of them on Sunday. And that Mississippi State Vanderbilt Super Regional, that is one of the best series of baseball, especially on this level, that you will see.
Well, you had walk-off by both teams on the first 2 games, and then State gets a 2-run lead. You think it's over in the 9th? Not hardly. But they found a way to punch their ticket.
First time ever, 6 deciding game 3s in the Supers. First 3-ball count for either team today leads to a leadoff walk for DJ Petrinsky. Tim Corbin, all class, the head coach at Vanderbilt, said after the loss, about his guys on both sides. They can play professional baseball, but they won't play in meaningful games like this. I just wish they would realize that when they look at college baseball and understand they won't get this again, this won't happen again. His point that even when you start playing pro ball, unless you're getting into the Major League Baseball playoffs, you're not going to have that type of intensity and atmosphere in a high-stakes game like they play.
Bunt situation popped
McKenzie
up.
pops it up right into the glove of Kalebahea.
Got to execute in these scenarios. Absolutely. Just to finish that real quickly, professional ball at the minor league level is about development. It's not about winning games that much. It's developing yourself as a player, and the development teams and the minor league coaches and staff are developing you to become a big league player. Much different. College, there's so much emotion involved in this that you just don't see until you get to, quote unquote, the playoffs in the big league level.
And sometimes it's a very quick realization that it's different. Brooks Kieschnick is one of the greatest college players of all time. He told me he got that wake-up call first year in the minors. They were down to the wire to try to get into the playoffs, and he saw some of his teammates not having that fire, because for them, some of them didn't want to make the playoffs, so it was the start of their summer. And at that point in time, you realized it was a much different dynamic on the pro level.
All of a sudden, command a problem. Good count right here. You could possibly hit and run, put a little pressure on. David Pierce is not really a station-to-station guy. He will apply some pressure.
Mason Hibbler has really struggled. 0 for 6, 4 strikeouts in the Super Regional. Did have a key sac bunt that led to a run yesterday. And it's 3-1.
It's a good count to put him in motion right here. Force the defense for the Golden Eagles to try to make a play. You also got to have faith in your hitter that he can make contact here.
Hibbler swinging through it, full count.
If you don't run 3-1, I don't think you'll run 3-2 here, even though the book, there is a book, sort of everybody knows how to play. And you get to this point, you throw away the book.
Runner was in motion. Hibbler gives it a ride. Colin Harris is back off the wall. Petrinsky had to check up to make sure that fell. He does not score. But Hibbler's first hit in the Super Regional puts 2 in scoring position.
Caught it out on the end of the bat, but this is the breeze going to left. Ball's going up that direction. Will get carry all ball game long. And you can see Harris, he's right there. He sort of doesn't get back and finds the wall. That's one of them. If you're a young outfielder, go find the wall. You know, you've taken BP. You've seen what's happening. The ball's going to carry. You got to get back, see if Texas can take advantage of it.
Harris has had a few misplays out and left here at UFCU Dish Falk Field. Tate Shaw, the batter. His older brother Colin was a part of the last Texas team that played in Omaha in 2014. And Hershey is up 0-2. Kalebahea wants a timeout.
He got crossed up. Really fortunate to catch this ball. This is when you go out and you say, all right, now what sign are we using? What's going on? Because he was totally crossed up, able to catch it. But watch it immediately. He thinks it's going to be a breaking ball. He called timeout. I go, okay, wait. Let's get on the same page. What sign you're going to use with a man on second? You're looking for the strikeout here. That's a helpless feeling as a catcher. You thinking of,
You've been there.
You're looking for the local and get the express, you're in trouble.
Speaking from experience, Keith Moreland. Defensive swing. Putzig will go home. The tag in plenty of time. And what a defensive play by Trevor Putzig, but he is in pain.
He is really hurting. He had to get in position. You forget about your injury when you've got to make a play. And he had to come in, he had to bend down, he had to get rid of it in a hurry. What a gutsy young man to stay here and play. This might be it. He has done everything he can do to perform to this point.
And that is an enormous play here early for Tennessee Tech. Looks like he's going to stay in. They call him Sparky.
I call him tough. We saw him make a play yesterday, a crucial point of the game. It's just when you have to get down, you go everything at full speed, and then right there, once you get rid of it, you feel that thing. He almost went to his knees after he made the play at the plate. Didn't panic, and an excellent throw, and then almost goes down right there as he delivers the baseball.
How about the decision for Petrinsky trying to score on that play?
Well, he was on contact play. That's told by Sean Allen, the third base coach for Texas. Hey, we're going on contact.
Can Alex Hersey get out of the early jam? It was second and third, one out. Now he's one out away. First pitch ball to Ryan Reynolds.
Texas will, again, be aggressive. That has been their style. And Shaw's got decent speed. You could see maybe try to steal a run here.
Reynolds had a bloop double to left field that drove in a run in yesterday's game too.
Might happen when you get two strikes. It's when you feel like, all right, advantage pitcher, then we'll try to maybe start a runner early from first so that they can't create a mistake. Now would be that time. See him come out and make the sign. This is when you remind your infield. All right, this is what we're going to do if he breaks early. You got to remind your pitcher, step off first. You see it right there. Did a nice job. Step off and then look at the guy at third. Young pitchers, especially young left-handed pitchers. Get your foot off the bag. Don't worry about the guy going to second. He's wanting to draw a throw. The guy you're trying to protect is the runner at third. Had a pitch to hit there.
These are the moments that define the road to Omaha. 13 driven in with 2 outs. Second best on the team for Reynolds. Driven to left center. Off the wall. 1 run is around. Here comes Shaw. And Texas strikes with the first 2.
when you got to get it in there, when you get 2 strikes and you come back with the fastball, you got to get it in there. He was trying to come in. That time with the cutter or 4-seamer, just left it more over the middle of the plate. Reynolds put a charge into it. We talked about the breeze. Well, once that ball got up into that breeze, no chance for the outfielders to get to it.
For the 3rd straight game here in the Austin Super Regional, Longhorns score first, 27-4. Keep in mind, Tennessee Tech handed them one of those 4 losses in game number 1. David Hamilton now with 2 outs. It gets away from Caleb Bahia, but Reynolds will stay at second. And we told you it would not take long. Ethan Roberts, the electric 4th-round pick, the standout of the Tennessee Tech bullpen, is now getting loose.
Crossed up again. You know, there's times that you may change between pitches, even counts, or this sign, odd counts, or this sign. I kind of like first after 2, second sign. Something that's pretty simple. It's hard to relay it from second back to the hitter.
Mercy comes back with the strike. Hamilton still hitless in this Super Regional. Percy was 1 pitch away from getting out unscathed. Hamilton right into the mid of John Hamm. But how close this was to being a different type of outcome. Tennessee Tech, 2 strikes on that man, but Ryan Reynolds delivered, and it's 2-0. The road to Omaha, passing through Austin, Texas. One of these teams will be taking the next leg. Will it be Tennessee Tech or the Longhorns? As Texas holds the 2-0 lead going to the top of the 3rd. This is blue blood versus blue collar. Texas has been there, done that. Tennessee Tech, the new kids on the block. But Matt Braga, their head coach, in season number 15, has got something really special going here with the Golden Eagles. And it's been a long building job for Braga when you consider this team went 13-42 in his first full season, followed by an 18-36 mark the next year. But this is a force to be reckoned with. Things can change quickly with this Golden Eagles lineup.
Well, from top to bottom, they're a really good offensive club, and you got to attack the strike zone. Mateo Boki has struggled first pitch strikes, but he's had good enough stuff, even in a fastball count, to get the fastball by some of these hitters from Tennessee Tech.
Here's Nick Osborne, manning right field for the Golden Eagles. Little tight. Osborne 2 for 8 in the Super. He was clutch on the mound and at the dish in the regional win against Ole Miss. 2 home runs the first time they played the Rebels, and pitched the final 3 innings to get that narrow win to advance here to Austin.
Always watch how a pitcher comes back after his team gives him the lead. First batter usually gives you a good indication. He fell behind. Now he's made a good 3-1 pitch. Can he make a 3-2 pitch to get an out here? That's a good indication of how he's going to respond to having the lead.
"15 straight retired by Mateo Boki in the tournament. Pitched 3 innings against Texas Southern in the opener. There goes that as Osborne, the first Golden Eagle aboard.
Good offensive teams find a way to respond. And this is a good offensive team, Tennessee Tech. They can respond right now.
For a team that does not steal much, Osborne is their best threat, along with this man, Colin Harris. Osborne 7 of 8. Chop to Hamilton, to Clemens, to McKenzie, not in time. Harris legs it out.
Good fastball in on the hands of Harris. Get to second. Good turn by Clements. It's that bang-bang play at first. Opportunity to see it again. That replay, Tennessee Tech may have gotten a break. This is so hard at full speed. When you're running that at full speed, it's hard to see. It's so close. It's just hard to see. We can slow it down and see the difference.
Tennessee Tech 2 for their last 20 with runners on. And that is laced into left field by John Hamm, and something cooking for the Golden Eagles.
Tail. Bokey that time started him off with a breaker ball, just left it upstairs.
They're pretty good though when your number 9 hitter is hitting .318. Back to the top of the lineup, and Alex Jr. Jr. struck out his first time up. Junior was part of the scariest moment here in this Super Regional as he took one off the cheek from Josh Sawyer. Fortunately for him, it got a piece of his shoulder first. I don't know if there's any fortunate part about that, though, when you still take one pretty good off the cheek. Team trainer saying an inch higher, inch lower would have been some serious damage. Reynolds giving it a look. 1 row foul.
It's a scary moment. It took his time.
Stayed in the game. And it's like Putzig right now. This group, you know, you're going to have to drag them off the field to get them off. They want this.
They're competing.
As Parker Joe Robinson now warming up in the Texas bullpen. Junior with the bunt. Bokey slips, slides, in time. That's a heck of a play off the mound from Mateo Bokey.
Did a nice job right there. Getting to the ball, fielding it all in the same motion to get the out. He knew he had to get it, get rid of it. Phil Hegg, the pitching coach, to go out. Make sure you're on the same page. You got your game plan of what you want to try to use. Game, especially the college game, is so much about momentum. You don't see it at the big league level as much where you see momentum change in the game. Texas has gained the momentum, but boy, if the Golden Eagles can come back and
it changes quickly.
It changes so quickly. You can put run on the board, the emotion in the dugouts, everything.
And Josh Sawyer and Parker Joe Robinson getting loose. And once it comes to a close for Bokey, whenever that is, you're going to see a lot of matchup pitching from Texas. And that was Putzig in the dugout for Tennessee Tech. No way he's missing his opportunity. So here we go. Runners on second and third for Benny Kalevahea. 2 down. First pitch strike from Bokey.
It's pumped up. 93 miles an hour on the big board.
Lately, that velo has been better than ever for Bokey, running it up to 94, 95. Petrinsky with the block. Outside, ball 2.
Best hitting count of the at-bat right here. You can look for a ball in the zone you like. Second time through, so you've seen him for the second time. We're not going to pull the trigger on that.
Hanging on every pitch. Had better than 7,000 in the stands for game 2. Early start time, so it's been a late arriving crowd. But they are here and getting loud. There's Nolan Kingham, game 1 starter. He could have availability later in this game. Bokey escapes. 2-0 Texas.
Comes back to the inside fastball, freezes him.
Tuesday, we'll have a special night of baseball. During the Mets-Braves game, we'll feature Hank Aaron videos, so he'll even join the booth for at least 4 innings. Our coverage starting at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. And you can also watch on the ESPN app from anywhere. Duke Ellis leading off the bottom of the 3rd as Alex Hersey is back out for another inning of work. We saw Ethan Roberts, all-everything competitive moment guy / closer, starting to get warm. Duke Ellis, his dad, former major league pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Robert was part of the 2001 World Series championship team. Some good bloodlines all across college baseball at this stage. 3-2 from Hersey to Ellis. Ryan Reynolds, who drove in the 2 runs for Texas. Son of a major leaguer as well, and Shane Reynolds, and 2 of the best playing college baseball right now with fantastic bloodlines. As Griffin Conine, the son of Jeff Cody, the son of Roger, aka the Rocket, as Hersey gets Ellis down on strikes. For the record, Jeff Conine, 5-16 all-time against Cody Clemens' father, Roger. Both Cody and Griffin high draft picks. Conine will join Cody Clemens' older brother, Casey Clemens, in the Blue Jays organization.
Both of them were outstanding big leaguers, to say the least.
And we'll see Griffin Conine and Duke in action next right here on ESPN2 as they play a deciding Game 3 in Lubbock against Texas Tech. Percy staying away from Clemens. Red Raiders trying to make it to Omaha for the third time in the past 5 years.
One thing that Clemens has done in this outstanding year is his ability to hit left-handers. We gave you that earlier, but the other part of that is he's had the ability to go the other way and hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Harris is back. He accelerates. His ball is carrying and it's gone. His third home run of the Supers. Will it be his last here at the Dish?
Can't throw him a strike.
Honestly, why isn't it an intentional walk every time it comes up?
He's just 72nd RBI of the year. And he's had that ability to go the other way, especially against left-handers. Hits it out of the park.
24 home runs, second most in D1 baseball. And that now moves him 4 shy of Kyle Russell for the all-time record back in 2007. Now he's doing this in the BB-Core era, which is quite remarkable. And I know you compare it to Kyle Russell in 2007. You had the live bats.
Well, the baseball's changed this year. It's much better than it has been.
Dimensions have changed as well. They are now a little friendlier, but still for him to be within 4 of that mark is awfully impressive. Five home runs in his last 5 games. He has made his case for the Golden Spikes and the Dick Hauser in moments where it matters the most, here in the postseason. Zubia down on strikes. You were just talking about him going oppo, and then he does exactly that.
Well, that's what's made a difference. That's why he's the player he is right now. He's seeing stay with this ball away. He's not thinking pull right there. He says stay with it. He's got great launch angle, and then the last part of it, he understands. He took BP today. He knows what the breeze is doing. Put the barrel on it, gets it out of here.
David Pierce, before the game, he's been around some amazing players in his career. Won a national championship as an assistant coach at Rice. He's been asked many times to compare this to somebody, and he can't. He's never been around a player that is as locked in as Cody Clemens. DJ Petrinsky using the breeze and gone.
Second time in the ball game with 2 strikes. Seen the big left-hander try to get in there, try to get that fastball in, and both times he's left it more in the middle of the plate, and Texas hitters have made him pay for it.
And Roberts is now getting warm once again as Coach Braga comes out. Petrinsky now 3 home runs in the NCAAs. David Pierce called him the surprise clutch player of their regional win here in Austin. Captain took them through Texas Southern, Texas A&M, and Indiana.
Coach Braga right here, this is a scenario where he says we got to keep it close, stay within ourselves, and make sure we're making our pitches. They have a really good offensive club. They see this breeze blowing out, and they've hit more home runs than any team in America. So if they can find a way, they just try to stay in touch. That's what you got to do in this scenario.
4 home runs in the Super Regional for Texas. A lone home run from Alex Garza by the team that has hit more than any this entire year. And the question for me coming into this game was, if Texas was going to win, how many runs could they get before Tennessee Tech turned it over to Ethan Roberts?
He's been outstanding, but he's also thrown an awful lot of pitches here in the postseason. When you strike out the side, you don't feel like that you're going to give anything up. Well, that's not the case. Opposite field, and then a pull home run on the ball up.
Welcome back to Austin, now joined by the head coach of Tennessee Tech, Matt Braga. And coach, your team is down right now. You had a message for them in the dugout. How much of that can you share with us?
Well, I can tell you exactly what I said. I mean, we're an offensive-driven program, and not that our pitching isn't really good and our defense isn't really good, but we do lead the country in a lot of offensive categories, and we're letting the fastball just dominate us today, and that's not like us. And I just told our guys, man, we got to hunt the fastball. We got to get the foot down and get the bat head out, and we got to make a run offensively, because if we're going to win this game, that's the only way we're going to be able to do it.
Coach, when you look at that scenario, it's about getting something started, get some emotion going.
Yeah, no question about it. Their guys done a great job of sending our guys back to the dugout, not getting a lot of momentum. And, you know, last inning we finally had a couple base runners and, you know, that type of thing. We really need that ball to drop. So I'm glad that thing dropped because we need a little momentum right now, guys.
That's how you start it. Kevin Stroshine breaking through his first base hit of the Austin Super Regional. Coach, we appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, guys.
A resilient bunch for Tennessee Tech, and it could be a different story if that young man really gets it going. The OVC Player of the Year finally breaking through.
Well, he's got an outstanding swing. You saw that ball just explode off his bat. He just didn't get any elevation on it, Lowell, or that ball's way out of here. And a great effort by Hibbler to try to get to it. And he's converted. Hibbler is a converted infielder. One of the things he'll learn if he stays in the outfield, there's no fence behind. There's only a fence behind you. Don't leave your feet. Take a better angle. Might have held that to a single.
This is when it gets really scary for the Golden Eagles lineup. Chambers, Putzig, Garza, all with 17 home runs apiece. This is the same group, however, that Texas had to navigate with Blair Henley to close it out for the Game 2 win.
It's an old term. He's talking about it right here.
Hump the fastball. We're an offensive team. That's how we've won games. That's how we're going to win this one. Chance for Clemens. McKenzie secures it at first. One down. Stroshon moves to third.
That's a productive out right there. It just get some momentum on your side. You got to find a way to double, get him over, get him in if you're Tennessee Tech. And so this becomes a big at bat right here, especially with the infield back. Now, sacrifice fly sort of kills the rally, but it does get you on the board.
We'll see what Trevor Putzig has left in the tank. The hamstring has been an issue. In the second inning, he tweaked that hamstring once again, making a throw home. A fantastic throw, by the way. And it looked like, after Matt Braga paid him a visit, he was on the cusp of being removed from the game, but he has stayed in it. And looking here to get the Golden Eagles on the board. To right field. It's got the carry, but foul. .55 pitches now from Mateo Boki. Josh Sawyer and Parker Joe Robinson both were warming up an inning ago. And that will plate the first run of the ball game for Tennessee Tech. Putzig in pain, yet coming through.
This is just some courage. This is courage to finish. You just want to be involved. You've been a major contributor for a ball club. Chance he's worried right here that he might get thrown out at first. You can see that's as hard as he can go. Gets there in time. That's a big, that's a momentum shifter right there. Not that it's going to cost you up, but now all of a sudden you have some momentum in your dugout. If you're Duke Ellis and you're in right field, I think maybe he thought about coming up throwing. I'm not sure Jake McKenzie recognized that.
Probably hasn't done that since 9U baseball. To right field, off the bat of Garza. Ellis is under it for the second out.
I'll tell you what, folks, I'll be the first one to admit it. Glenn Wilson from the Philadelphia Phillies threw me out at first on a base hit to right. So it has happened to everybody. You hit it hard enough, you make it easy for the other team to make the play.
Okay, did you have an excuse? Or were you
I ran
as
slow? Hard as I could run.
No injuries or anything?
Nothing.
Just slow.
Just out. RBI, fielder's choice. Bases were loaded. One out. I never forgave him either. Glenn's a friend. Can't believe you threw me out at first.
How'd your teammates react to that?
Oh, I took abuse. Couldn't run out of sight in a week.
You also did a cartwheel after a home run with the Cubs, so we know there is some athleticism in there. So it is another interesting dynamic now that anytime Putzig is going to be on base, it's going to be a little bit of a logjam with his inability to really stretch it out with the wheels. 0-2, 2 outs. Boki facing Nick Osborne.
Started out 4 for 8. Did the Golden Eagles with 2 strikes. Since then, they are 3 for 38. Texas pitching's done a really good job of closing the door once they've gotten 2 strikes on the hitter.
And Ethan Roberts is still getting hot. I would imagine that he will enter this game in the bottom of the 4th.
First time we've seen Boki reach back and try to get a little extra right there. 2-2. A lot of times when you do that, you get off balance, and he never could get back to his release point.
Putzig is off, slowly at that.
He's got to play station to station baseball. He's saying to his teammate right now, Nick, hit this ball out of the park where I can.
Let me jog.
Let me jog.
Let me
At best.
walk it around. 7th pitch of the at-bat to Osborne. Popped up. McKenzie calling for it. Retreating. Has it. Omaha is on the line. It doesn't matter what is hurting. You gut it out for a chance to go to the promised land. Putzik doing just like that. And Tennessee Tech now on the board. We now welcome in their head coach, David Pierce. Coach, we talked so much about Cody Clemens. How about that at-bat from Ryan Reynolds, 2 strikes, delivering the first 2 runs of the game? What did you see there?
So big picking up 2 teammates because Jake doesn't get the bunt down, Tate doesn't execute to get the run in, and then Ryan just has a great at-bat with 2 strikes. Just an awesome at-bat.
And you look what Mateo's giving you, Coach. He's attacked the strike zone, especially in the early part of the game. He was downhill and used his fastball to both sides of the plate.
Yeah, he's been good. I mean, he really has. He's got something on the ball. They've probably eliminated his slider right now because he hadn't hit with it, but we need that pitch.
Coach Pierce, we appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Told us before the start of this game, if you do not have butterflies, something is wrong with you.
Well, if you don't have a pulse, if you're not excited about playing in one of these games.
And
you know who's the least nervous? Are the 18 guys that are out there playing.
Yeah.
Everybody else is the ones that are nervous.
This man has looked like he has ice in his veins all postseason long. Ethan Roberts, we knew it was just a matter of time before Roberts got the call. Pitched the final 4 innings of the Game 1 win for the Golden Eagles. Allowed 1 run on a single hit. 56 pitches. Keep in mind, we saw him on June 2nd throw 46 pitches against Missouri State. He came back after 1 day of rest and went 7 2/3 in a starting role against Ole Miss in the first elimination game and threw 107 pitches. So he could go to the distance if the Golden Eagles need him.
Well, he's got a dynamite pitch in his arsenal. You just don't see collegiate players throw it very often, and collegiate hitters have not seen it very often, and it's a cut fastball. It stays on the same plane. It doesn't have a lot of depth to it. It runs away from the right-handers, into the left-handers, and it is a dynamite pitch. And the other part, he's got impeccable command. See him in his first outing. Comes back, he can use the 2-seamer. You can see the sink right there, and then there's the cutter. And he comes back within the backdoor cutter to get a big strikeout.
One-two to Hibbler. Pokes it to the right side, foul. According to the TrackMan baseball platform that evaluates all sorts of data from all different pitchers, including spin rate, the cutter from Roberts is the #1 pitch in all of college baseball this season. The #1 pitch.
Well, it's such an unusual pitch to go with that, too. You just don't see it very often. You really have to try to stay on top of it. Go the other way. This is a good at-bat right here. Hibbler, even though he's down in the count, he's already seen 6 pitches in the at-bat.
Hibbler came up with a clutch double his last time up in the 2nd inning. Chops it. Putzik makes the throw to Chambers. And there's 1 down. For more coverage of the Division I baseball regionals and interactive brackets, go to NCAA.com. The first of 4 games, all on the ESPN family. Game 3 of the Super Regionals. So we got 8 teams as it stands right now. Only 4 of them will advance. Florida and Auburn, the late game on ESPN. As the Gators trying to stay alive to go back-to-back as Tate Shaw first pitch swinging and a ground out to first.
And you look at that bracket, the game that follows us right here on ESPN2. Texas Tech in their home ballpark is hard to beat. Duke came out and got that win last night. And how about Arkansas and South Carolina? I tell you, that could be fireworks this evening in Fayetteville.
Arkansas has only lost 4 times at home all season. By the numbers, they are the best home team in college baseball. Half of those losses, as Reynolds gives it a rip for a single, have come at the hands of South Carolina. And Reynolds is 2 for 2.
Just muscles that ball. The other part about that is it just extends the inning. You get 2 outs, nobody on. Force more pitches because pitch count's going to become important really to both of these clubs. Texas may be a little deeper in how many pitchers they have left in their bullpen.
Down the line, just foul. Chambers giving it a close look at first base. At single by Reynolds, just the second hit allowed by Roberts here in Austin. As this one from Hamilton, we're talking about extra bases, maybe 3 with the wheels of number 1.
Where you just give up on that pitch. Not a big cut to it. Starts it out away. You can see Hamilton about halfway there. That's outside, and then it comes back, catches the corner.
10 straight strikes for Ethan Roberts. Ellis on deck, Clemens in the hole. Swing and a miss, and throwing gas, and doing so effectively. Texas holding on to that 3-run lead at the end of 4. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Super Regionals presented by Capital One. Final day of the Super Regional round. 8 teams left, 4 will advance to Omaha. Coming up next on ESPN2, it's going to be Duke and Texas Tech. Blue Devils 5-0 in elimination games in this year's tournament. 57 years since their last trip. That would be the longest drought snapped in NCAA history. South Carolina, Arkansas, 7 Eastern on ESPN2. And Florida and Auburn coming up with a nightcap on ESPN as the Gators trying to make it 4 straight trips. They beat up Casey Mize, first overall pick in the first game of that Gainesville Regional. This is a Tennessee Tech team where most of these players saw Mize a year ago in the Tallahassee Regional. Didn't do all that bad. Had 2 home runs off him. One of them from Chase Chambers, the number 4 hitter.
You look at it, Mateo Boki, first pitch strikes are so important to him. He was 1 for 7 early in the game. Now he's 7 out of the last 10 batters. He's jumped out in front.
Well hit, well timed by Hamilton.
Just got in on him just enough to keep that from really having that explosion. Hamilton, very athletic young man. He's got great speed. Timed his jump perfectly.
Tickets for this Austin Super Regional sold out in 90 minutes. Probably would have been even faster, but there was a minor computer glitch with the ticket system. Tough ticket to come by if you did not get it after those 90 minutes here in Austin. This is John Hamm. Not your typical number 9 hitter. Spent most of the year hitting in the 5 spot for Tennessee Tech. Had some late struggles, and when they moved into the regional round, decided to move him down to number 9. He recorded the first hit of the afternoon for the Golden Eagles. Single to left. Down 1-2. And if you're Texas, Bokey into the fifth, it's just kind of like bonus time.
He's done a nice job. He hasn't had a great slider, but he's been pretty good with his fastball. I would think he's on a short leash right now.
Gets Ham looking.
Boy, just a nice job coming back with a two-seam fastball. Starts it away, tails it back to the outside corner, dots the eye out there.
Started
big strikeout.
Started his college career at Odessa College. The whole reason why he's here in Austin is because of the left fielder Mason Hibbler. Hibbler was the first that David Pierce came after at Odessa College. Got on campus for his visit and said, hey, there's a pitcher that you really need to take a look at. A kid from Italy that can end up being a stud. They listened, and here is Bokey pitching the most important game of the year for Texas.
As Mason told us, so it was great to have him there because he's from Parma. And every time he came back, he brought a big, huge chunk of Parma cheese back with him. Gotta love that. Who doesn't like Parmesan?
Cody Clemens, he is due up. Will hit second in the bottom of the fifth. Already has 3 home runs in this super, 1 in every game. Alex Jr. drops one right in front of Tate Shaw, and it's a 2-out single.
Only 4 extra base hits for the Golden Eagles in this Super Regional. To get back in this game, they're going to have to slugging. So you get the base hit right here. Somebody needs to have a slugging percentage. You're in that part of the order too. But all of these guys have the ability to do it.
After Calais, everybody else in this lineup double digits in home runs. 8 of them for Calais. 55 driven in for the number 2 hitter.
Foul ball, strike 1.
12 extra base hits for the Texas Bats. 4 for the vaunted lineup of Tennessee Tech. 3 doubles in a home run. A lone home run from David Garza. Bokey's parents have only seen him on 1 trip here in the United States. I'm sure they have found a way to watch in Parma, Italy. Junior is off. Out of play.
Really done a nice job of mixing in his breaking ball. He was struggling with it early to get it over. Now getting a little better command of it. It's a pitch away, getting through 5.
Junior gone again. The throw from Petrinsky. Does Clemens hold on? He does, and Junior is out.
Throw comes in. Clements able to get the tag down, stays with it, stumbles, waits to make sure that the ball's held on before he's called out. And now he's coming to the plate. He has been the man of this series without a doubt. 3 big flies, and he's coming up.
Mateo Boki gets the start after Texas had to use Blair Henley in relief, the guy that we expected to be the Monday Game 3 starter. Used him yesterday, and Boki did what the coaching staff for Texas hoped for, and probably a little bit more with his line.
Well, I think he gave him a whole lot. He went 5 innings, allowed just 1 run. It's not official, but when you see Blair Henley up and throwing in the Texas bullpen, he is a starter, pitched and threw a lot of pitches yesterday. So to get him up, they're going to get him 1 time, get him into the game.
That's a career high 5 innings pitched for Mateo Boki. Ethan Roberts back on the bump. Allowed a lone single to Ryan Reynolds. Worked around that. Finished off the 4th with a strikeout against David Hamilton. Duke Ellis leading off. He struck out once and grounded out on a bunt.
Well, the ability to place the ball where he wants to with movement for Roberts right there. Just tied Ellis up inside in a fastball count.
And it has been announced that Blair Henley will indeed pitch the 6th inning. And it may not just be the 6th. Relatively low pitch count for him yesterday out of the pen. Could be a few innings left for Henley. Up the middle, Garza. Fantastic shortstop for the Golden Eagles. Gets the first out.
Well, Roberts, just his ability to come back and make those pitches. He did it 2-0 and then 3-1 hitters counts. Comebacks, makes a nice pitch. Guards a good play behind him. This is the matchup you're looking for. I'm still not throwing a ton of strikes here. I'm going to see if I can get a hitter that's hot as a pistol to go outside the zone.
Sit back and enjoy this one. A 4th round pick on the bump, a 3rd round pick at the plate, and both have been as good as you can be in the postseason. Clemens on a line, but right into the glove of Nick Osborne, and Roberts wins that battle.
This cutter just gets in on Clements just a little bit. You can see that smile, just a little bit of a cut. That young man's not backing down from anybody. Use your pitch. You can see the movement right here at the end. That was actually a changeup. It wasn't a cutter. Just got him out on the end of the bat instead of in on him. It was inside, but gets the out.
Roberts played his high school ball at White County High School in Sparta, Tennessee. Did not have much interest. And Coach Braga even told us the reason they were able to land him is he's listed at 5'11" now. It was even under that. Said if he's 6'2", because that's off the hands of Zubia, that we don't have him. And if he's 6'2", he's not selected in the 4th round. You're talking about 1st, 2nd round stuff here from Ethan Roberts.
Well, he's got outstanding stuff. They do look at frames, and he doesn't have a big frame. He's got a big heart and a big arm, though.
And that's really the story of this Tennessee Tech team. A lot of these guys, it wasn't just Power 5 offers that they were not getting. They weren't getting D1 offers. Coach Braga knows specifically what he's looking for, especially offensively. And he has built this program into the top 1 in the Ohio Valley Conference that has made a name for itself here in this postseason. 8 MLB draft selections for Tennessee Tech alone this season. An Ohio Valley Conference record. Those 8 picks more than Texas had called in the draft. Kaleva Hea will try to work around the Texas dugout.
That's a big mistake, right? And Chambers gave up on the play, and this southerly breeze here at Disch-Falk Field, it brings it back to the field of play. And that's an out that you got to get, especially when you've got a guy who you're going to try to get as much length out of on the mound.
And Kaleva Head takes the wrong angle.
Chambers is, that's Chase Chambers' ball. He gave up on it, didn't come back to it. Boy, if that comes back to haunt him, even if it doesn't, it costs more pitches for your pitcher.
Roberts now at 22. 1-1 to Petrinsky. He left the yard to left the last time up. This is fouled back, and it will be out of play. Fight to stay alive.
Hang in there.
Sure, a lot of people, especially that have kids in baseball that are pitchers, have heard about driveline baseball in the Pacific Northwest. Their approach is a lot of weighted ball training. Ethan Roberts is one of the poster childs for that program. He has been on the driveline program, and it has really ramped up his velo. When they saw him in high school, granted he was pitching a lot, his velo was in the mid to high 80s. Now with getting regular rest and a more focused program, he's up in the mid 90s.
It's a good at bat. Fought off a lot of pitches. Again, go back to the play that's not made. How many more pitches do you have to use after that point?
Fourth foul ball in a row off the bat of Petrinsky. Through the hole. That's one of the better at-bats that DJ Petrinsky has put together in this tournament.
Well, he's swinging the bat quite well. He's already homered in this game. Stays with the breaking ball right there away from him. And he just stays with it. You can see it front half of his body committed down, able to get the barrel to it. Go back to seeing as many pitches he did. He should have been retired. Should be in the dugout right here. See if Texas can take advantage of that.
McKenzie had the only hit against Roberts in game one. Outside for ball one.
This has cost now 10 extra pitches, well, after what should be out of the inning. And that's what you want to try to do if you're Texas in this. He's forced a guy that's thrown a lot of pitches this weekend to use more pitches. He's been very effective. There's no question. He's got outstanding stuff.
Now activity getting started in the Tennessee Tech bullpen. And there is no reason to be comfortable with a 3-run lead against this Golden Eagles team. Get the sense their offense is due for a breakout inning. Add when you have the chance. 3-0. And Roberts comes back with the first strike.
McKenzie's a veteran player, senior. Does a good job of looking for pitches in one spot. I would not be surprised to see him take a pitch. If he swings at this, it will be what he's looking for. Didn't surprise me. He's just a veteran guy that forced him to throw a strike, make him use some more pitches. Now the runners will be in motion, advantage Texas.
.20-pitch inning here for Roberts.
Baseball is such a battle between a pitcher and a hitter. You know, it's an individual battle played as a team. That's the best way to explain it, because you got teammates behind you that are in the deal, but it really boils down to a guy 60 feet 6 inches away and a guy at the plate. It's an individual battle between the two of them, and a good one going on here.
Outside of Clemens, McKenzie has been the hottest hitter of the postseason for the Longhorns. Roberts, the top arm for Tennessee Tech. And another pitch that he will have to deliver. McKenzie to left field. Colin Harris is there and makes the grab, and two are stranded. Ethan Roberts always playing with fire. It was a tough road to hoe, but he gets out of it. Blair Henley, when this Super Regional started, was expected to get the go in game number 3. However, there would be no game number 3 if Texas could not win yesterday. So they used Henley to follow Sugar. Pitch count was relatively low, so he's back for the second straight game.
He's got a good sink to his fastball. It's got a breaking ball that in yesterday's appearance was really good. He had good command of it, but it was set up with the fact is he had good command of his sinking fastball, and he's going to face, you get to this point of the game, he's going to face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Golden Eagles, who know they've got to get something going. They really have the leadoff double in the 4th the only thing that's gone right for them so far in this game. They need something to happen early in the inning.
Kalevahea leading off. Maybe the most important number that wasn't seen on that graphic with Blair Henley is his pitch count from yesterday, 39 pitches. So he's got some room left.
A different day, different time, though. I think they will watch him closely to see if he's got a good field. He's going back-to-back. When you're a starter, you don't go back-to-back days very often.
And it's 3-1. First pitch that Henley threw out of the bullpen yesterday was a solo home run to David Garza. He settled down quickly after that.
Two-seamer there, 3-1. Got in on him.
First time.
It's also an advantage. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's also, you look at Tennessee Tech, they have seen him now. It's an advantage as a hitter to know how the ball comes out of his hand, so that you get some opportunity to see a guy again.
First time this season he's thrown in back-to-back days. And that is a leadoff walk to Kalevahea. Tuesday, we have a special night of baseball during the Mets-Braves game. We will feature Hank Aaron videos. He's even going to join the booth for at least 4 innings of conversation. Coverage starts at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN, and you can also watch on the ESPN app from anywhere.
Greatest set of wrist in the history of the game. This guy, he could throw the head of the bat just with his wrist. Unbelievable. Great hands.
That gets way away from Henley. Not sure what happened there. Stroshine.
Slider.
Duck out of the way.
Just hands are wet. Went to the slider. This came out of his hands. He was trying to throw a breaking ball.
But that doesn't take long. Phil Haig now, the pitching coach, on the phone.
Get out there, Blair. Here we go.
I would think a visit's coming pretty soon. This is the pitch before this. Hey, look out. Oof, that's an expensive camera. A catcher can go do it. It doesn't really take a pitching coach sometimes. It's more of a going out and say, hey, look, we got to find a way to attack the strike zone here. We've missed twice. If this guy hits it in the street, so to speak, we still have the lead. You put him on, all of a sudden the tying run comes to the plate.
Sawyer and Robinson up. There's a comeback strike for Henley. Stroshine ripped a double to left center on a ball that Hibbler dove for, went to the fence. His first hit of the Austin Super Regional. It's been a struggle in the NCAA tournament. And there's another one that gets away from Henley. Doesn't look like he is right.
But 2 days in a row, doesn't feel comfortable. His breaking ball doesn't feel good in his hand right now.
Back-to-back walks. And I would imagine that this Texas staff is not going to wait around too long before making a change.
Josh Sawyer, the left-hander, ready to go in the Texas bullpen, and I would think that it will not take long here.
Here comes Chase Chambers. And here comes David Pierce.
Such a mindset difference coming out of the bullpen, Lowell. When you're a starter and you're used to, you have all the time to prepare in between starts. You just go about things a little bit different. Blair Henley yesterday did a really nice job preparing, coming out of the bullpen. Today, not so much, and Texas will have to go to the bullpen to get a left-hander. We come back.
First thing that comes to mind when you say Tennessee Tech baseball is offense across the board. #1 offensive team in America. The major slash lines, average, OBP, slugging percentage. It's all Golden Eagles. For the year, more than 10 runs per game. 135 home runs. 581 slugging percentage, all leading Division I. However, in this Austin Super Regional, just 8 runs, one of them a home run and a .293 slugging percentage.
Yeah, but still got a lot of baseball left to play, and now they got the table set. Tying run will come to the plate, and he'll be facing Josh Sawyer. What a story Sawyer is. 3 different surgeries, missed more than 600 days. First time you've seen Texas play this year, in between the ability to go to the mound while he was here at the University of Texas. Is his 30th appearance of the year. He's done a nice job coming out of the bullpen. An explosive fastball, sometimes in the mid-90s. He's got a wipeout breaking ball he can go to. When he gets command and he gets ahead of you, very difficult to hit is Josh Sawyer.
And the first guy up is the national leader in RBI, Chase Chambers, with 84 of them. Kaleva on second, Stroshine on first. Both of them there after Henley walks.
Such an important pitch coming out of the pen is strike one. See if Chambers can adjust to it. Get a chance to see the velocity right there. Set your rhythm and timing.
He hits .385 against southpaws like Sawyer. Second appearance for Sawyer. He went 1 2/3, did not allow a hit or a run. Struck out 2, walked 2 in game 1. Check swing. Got a piece. 1-2.
A lefty-lefty matchup when you get up there. Chambers right now has not seen his breaking ball at this point. If you go to the breaking ball, you don't want it to be a strike right here. Nice job to fight that off. You know, guy's got 84 ribbies. And even though he's a power guy, guy's doing something to battle against left-handed pitching. You see the numbers right there. That's incredible, 385.
Yeah, if that's your worst split, you're not just a power guy. 1-2. And it hits him. Bases will be loaded. No, they're saying he leaned in.
Lifted that elbow. An attempt to make sure he gets hit with it. Wearing that armor protection on the front shoulder. Watch that elbow come out. Watch him reach out to it. That's exactly right. Now, if he just keeps turning to the inside or stops and the ball hits him, he's awarded first base.
Still called a ball to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chop, McKenzie, drop step, makes the play. Runners move up.
You look at that, would you go get the second runner? If that second runner is a tying run, I think McKenzie does try to get the advanced runner to keep that runner out of scoring position, but baseball intelligence tells you, let's get an out right there. McKenzie does it.
Here is the hurting Trevor Putzig. He's drove in the lone run of the game for Tennessee Tech with a single to right field. Hamstring is hurting. Not able to run full out.
Setting on dead red right here.
And Putzig is the guy with the power to tie it with one swing. Comeback strike for Josh Sawyer. Misses high. Petrinsky telling him, settle down, keep it down.
Some giddy up on it though. I mean, if you're going to miss upstairs, you better have some velocity, and he did.
So 3 runners are on, all because of walks. Will this be time for Parker Joe Robinson, who has made a knack for getting out of bases loaded situations?
You got a scenario here. Putzig's really struggling to run, and he's the tying run at first base. You got to look at that. You know, there's so much more time left in this ball game. You're in the top of the 6th. You know he's going to get a minimum of 1 more at bat. So it's a fine line for Braga of what you do. I think we're going to have a pitching change though here.
Be surprised if it's not Robinson. Garza is on deck.
They're going to make a move to the bullpen.
And it will be Parker Joe Robinson. Came in the 8th of game 1 to get Texas out of a bases loaded situation. Can he do it again? We're about to find out. This could be the moment of the game. Top of the 6th, 1 out, bases loaded. It's 4-1 Texas. And stepping up to the plate will be David Garza. And he's pitching, facing a relief pitcher. Last time that happened was against Blair Henley yesterday. And the first pitch he saw, he took it right under the scoreboard. So Texas will counter with their best pitcher for these situations in Parker Joe Robinson. 3 times this year, Robinson has been put into the game with the bases loaded. Twice against Texas Tech, once against Tennessee Tech in this series, and he's been able to get out unscathed. Can he do it again, or does Garza have the hit to break this one open? Strike 1. David Pierce calls him Houdini for a reason. Garza, 17 home runs, 71 RBI. Looking for his first base knock here in this deciding game 3. And he's down 0-2.
What you have to do when you come out of the bullpen is throw strikes, and that's exactly what Robinson's done. Now he's got Garza a little defensive. Texas excellent at turning the double play.
And no speed at first base with Putzig. Foul back. 5 for 17 is Garza with the bases loaded this year. Golden Eagles offense has been held in check, waiting for that breakthrough inning.
Really dropped down to the side that time and try to go to the outside corner. Young pitchers, so you're going to go down and go sidearm. Don't leave it in. The hitter's going to bail to the inside. You got to go away and just miss the outside corner.
And it's 2-2. Kalevahea, Stroshine, Putzig, all aboard. They've all reached on walks. This is going to be trouble. Ellis is going back, makes the catch. 1 run will score, and the lead has been cut in half.
Good at bat from David Garza right there. Fell behind 0-2, kept battling it within the at bat to get something he could get in the air, and lifts it in the air and gets the job done. A stake right there. Got to get back if you're Stroshine and tag up and move over to third, because that was deep enough definitely to do that. He did not get a good jump. He went halfway. Then when he went back to go tag, he was too late. Should be first and third right here.
First pitch fouled back by Nick Osborne. Parker Joe Robinson was recruited to play here at the University of Texas by Augie Garrido, who also coached his father, Jeff, at Cal State Fullerton. To Hamilton. That does it, but the Golden Eagles do get one. They are chipping away at this Texas lead, going to the bottom of the 6th. This super regional round, unlike anyone we've seen before. 6 games going down to the deciding game 3. 4 of those today. We are here in Austin, Texas for the first with Tennessee Tech and Texas. Coming up after us on ESPN2, it's Duke and Texas Tech. 2 of those game 3s decided last night. So much flair with extra innings as Washington beats Cal State Fullerton, and they do so on the road to advance for the first time to Omaha. And Mississippi State also in extra innings in Nashville to take down the Vanderbilt Commodores. Ethan Roberts returns for the bottom of the 6th. He's thrown 35 pitches. Hibbler to left, and that is a couple of feet foul. And you can just feel that anticipation, the pressure building with every at-bat, every out as we get closer to the real late stages of this game where anything goes.
Magnified. It just gets, each pitch gets magnified.
Is it different
out
playing in games like this?
Oh, this is what you play for.
Roberts gets Hibbler. For more coverage of the Division I baseball regionals and interactive brackets, go to NCAA.com. It was a 4-0 Texas lead. Tennessee Tech has responded. That's going to be a tough one. They're copping at first, and it's a bunt single by Tate Shaw. Check that, Chase Chambers over at first base. There was a logjam of black jerseys over there.
See him try to shake off that left leg right there. Just an excellent bunt by Shaw. Chambers comes to get it. And just a little bit of a slip right there. You can see it. Left ankle slipped a little bit on the turf. Looks like he's all right. Be surprised if Texas tries something here. A little hit and run. Try to apply pressure.
Try to hit and run yesterday with Shaw and Hibbler on the base. And Shaw hit it right off Hibbler. Good move from Roberts to make it close. Ryan Reynolds 2 for 2. Drove in the first 2 runs of the game with a double to left. Has a single in the 4th. It's 0-1. Inside for ball one.
That way, Ryan. Ryan, working, Ryan, working, Ryan. Getting tired out there, making fish.
He started the ball game. Breeze has been a factor. We've seen a couple balls pushed out of the park. Heat now becoming a factor.
Did not go. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Turf temperature now ended right at 100. Maybe a little over 100.
With their infrared heat gun, they check the temperature on the turf at 160 for the regional round. And Braga is out.
Talking about number of trips, free trips you have. Making sure that
Doesn't want to make a move if he doesn't have to.
that's exactly right.
Yeah, I believe he is checking about Ethan Roberts in on that ankle. Kind of checked up as he was trying to cover first base or field the bunt from Tate Shaw. Did you see anything with the deliveries that followed that made you believe maybe something's there?
No, I haven't seen anything that he hadn't pushed up, but your lower body, you can see. Watch his left ankle right here when he reaches. It sort of hyperextends his Achilles and his ankle right there. But your lower body is so important in pitching. You're tender in your lower body, you can really put a strain on your arm.
And Roberts still trying to loosen up that left ankle. 2 1/3. Allowed a couple of hits. Reynolds had the first of those hits off him. 2-1. Shaw goes. And it's going to be right to Garza. He's safe at second base. They do get Reynolds at first.
You don't have many 6-4-3 just to put out. Just it was late to second. Shaw was in there ahead of it. That was a nice job by David Garza right here. Go ahead and make the play. You've got time. Get it, see if you can get an out. You can. And then Ham does a nice job making sure they do get the out at first.
It's the head coach of Texas football, Tom Herman. And one of the assistant coaches just came out for Tennessee Tech and gave Putzig the heads up. Look out for the bunt. But Hamilton, first pitch, hacking. Kalevahea looking for the sun. No! It's dropped by Chambers. Fair ball. Shaw scores. No one was covering third base. Hamilton thought about it. That is huge.
Ball always comes back to the field of play. And this ball kept coming back. If he doesn't touch this ball goes foul. Probably hits the ground and goes foul, but it got on his body, couldn't make the play. That's a huge run for Texas. Wind blowing out of the south. When you have that south out to left field, really brings the ball. It's a clamshell stadium here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field. It brings everything back to the field of play with that breeze.
First error for Tennessee Tech here in the Super Regional. First pitch ball to Duke Ellis. Tennessee Tech with a .970 fielding percentage on the year. Number 3 in the Ohio Valley Conference, 133 on the year. Defense was really good a season ago, especially in OVC play. For whatever reason, Golden Eagles have not been able to repeat that stellar D this season. Chopped. Chambers, another opportunity. He makes this one. But such a costly error in a tie game. A tight game, I should say. It was a 4-2 Texas lead. First pitch swinging is Hamilton. He pops it up. Confusion. Who's going to take it? Chambers does. Off his glove. Fair ball. And the Longhorns get one more. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Super Regionals, presented by Capital One. Final day of the Super Regional round, where 4 more teams will join North Carolina, Oregon State, Washington, and Mississippi State in the 8-team field for the College World Series in Omaha. The first team to advance this final day will be decided here between Tennessee Tech and Texas. The Longhorns trying to make it 36 trips to Omaha. David Pierce has never been as a head coach. For the Golden Eagles, looking for the first trip. Colin Harris leading off the top of the 7th. He's 0 for 2.
We'll talk about command. It led to a run. Tennessee Tech got to find a way to get a base runner, just get things started, because a bloop and a blast and you're right back in this.
Just magnifies the significance of that error that allowed Shaw to score. But Parker Joe Robinson seems like he works better with the bases loaded. Is now against the leadoff. It's 3-0. Coming back with a strike. And here is Coach Braga to talk to the man that he says is the most raw athlete they have on this Tennessee Tech team.
Get 3 offensive timeouts. Takes one right there.
And from 3-0 to 3-2.
That conversation, I can tell you exactly what it was. Hunt the fastball. Harris couldn't catch up to it.
That's what he told us earlier in the game, that they were being dominated by the fastball from the Texas staff, and that is a leadoff walk to Colin Harris. SportsCenter at 6 Eastern on ESPN after PTI with Kevin Nagandi and Michael Eaves. They'll continue the discussion. Where will LeBron play next season? Plus, Tigers' chances at the U.S. Open this week. And the big names that won't be showing up at mandatory minicamp workouts. SportsCenter, 6 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. They will certainly be recapping the activity from this final day of the Super Regional round. First Super Regional ever, with 6 being decided on a final game 3. 4 of those will happen today, with this the first here in Austin. Popped up. Hibbler in, then back, secures it for the first out. But back to the top of this vaunted Golden Eagles lineup. Two runs in this game for Tennessee Tech. They tied their season low with 2 runs in their Game 2 loss yesterday.
Tennessee Tech's only been beaten twice in a row, once this season. That was in the Ohio Valley Conference tournament.
In the regular season, they never scored fewer than 3 runs in a game. A throw back, not in time, as Harris
That's
safely
a good
slides
pick
in.
on both ends.
Coach Braga has told us before they've had some good teams in the past there in Cookeville, Tennessee. But no doubt that this is something special with this group.
And offensively, we've been as good as this team, but we're better on the mound than we've been.
1-1 to Alex Jr. Inside to make it 2-1.
We'll go through the elimination games that they've been through and still be standing without having some really good pitching.
5 walks issued, however, by the Texas staff in this game after their control was brilliant in the Austin Regional against Texas Southern, Texas A&M, and Indiana. Robinson does not get the call on the outside edge, and it's a full count to Alex Jr.
Harris will be in motion here. Even though you're down 3, I think he'll be in motion on this pitch.
Chopped to Reynolds. He's going to go to second, and they get the first out there. Makes it 2 down here on the top of the 7th as Reynolds went for the lead runner.
If you're in motion right there, you got a runner in scoring position here. Back to this meat of this order.
Starting with Kaleva-Hea. Drew a walk the last time up as he led off the 6th inning. And Blair Henley had his control issues. Henley walked the first 2. Sawyer came in, got a ground out, then walked the next batter. Enter Robinson, allowed a sac fly to score the 2nd run for Tennessee Tech, and then came back with a ground ball out. And it's 1-2 to Kaleva-Hea. Law school is next for Parker Joe Robinson. This could be his final pitch in Austin. Time to stretch it out, and then Clemens is up.
Hottest hitter in America, due up first here, home half of the 7th. He has hit balls, all types of pitches, then the other way against the left-hander earlier today. 3 home runs in the Super Regional. It is a hot young man, and he's leading off here in the home half of the 7th. 5 home runs in the NCAA postseason.
All 3 of his long balls in the supers coming in the 3rd inning. He laced one last time up against Ethan Roberts. First pitch swinging on the line to right field. It was caught. And now it's 1-1. Ethan Roberts, that pitch count up to 47. Tennessee Tech is not here without Ethan Roberts and his brilliant start that he made in the first game of Monday against Ole Miss. Went 7 2/3. And that was one day after pitching in relief. It's 3-1.
Got to be careful here. Wouldn't be a surprise to see backdoor cutter.
Big hack.
Exactly what it was. Just enough movement on the cutter to get him over the top.
These are the matchups you gotta love in the postseason. Roberts against Clemens. Clemens on board. Let's check in inside the studio for an update. John, thank you so much. Still have plenty of time here for a Tennessee Tech run. But to this point, their offense has been held in check. It's the highest scoring offense in America with 2 to show for it. Zach Zobia looking at strike 1. Zobia has walked once, struck out and flown out. Zobia was thinking about it, did not go. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Roberts, second time on the mound, now over 50 pitches, not quite as sharp, doesn't have quite the snap that he did earlier, and the command. He's usually got impeccable command of the strike zone. Big pitch right here, good hitter's pitch for Zobia. Got his pitch and missed it. Roberts doesn't go back now to the cutter. We get a ground ball. Get the double play ball turned right here. Went to it, just missed his spot.
Roberts wants time. Switch to the baseball. Arkansas, South Carolina, game 3. Texas Tech, Duke, Florida, Auburn, all game 3s coming up today on the ESPN networks. Arkansas, it's a tough place to play. South Carolina pulled one out yesterday. 4 losses at home on the year for the Hogs, 2 of them at the hands of South Carolina. This will be the first ticket punched of the last day of the Supers. Will it be Tennessee Tech for the first time or Texas for the 36th? Full count to Zubia. Down on strikes, Roberts got him.
Excellent cutter right there. Just the late movement on the outside. Clements not moving. Dynamite pitch. See the movement right there. It's late, right at the plate.
And here comes Matt Braga. And there's a discussion going on also between Roberts and Linus Baker, the second base umpire. And this is going to be a change. Nick Osborne will come in to pitch from right field. And that will do it for the Tennessee Tech career of Ethan Robertson. Look at the emotions.
He was wanting to finish this. There's no question about it.
Such an amazing competitor. He has been awesome in this NCAA championship.
It's just one of those scenarios where you want to win. You want to make your first ever trip, but you also got to think about a young man's future, drafted in the 4th round. He's thrown an awful lot of pitches. He did something to his foot, you know, got pushed it a little trying to cover first base. I really like taking care of your players.
You like Coach Braga coming in
and understanding, say, look, I mean, we're going to try everything we can. And Nick Osborne is a good one.
He was awesome in the final 3
innings.
innings.
An outstanding arm, but you just can't keep pushing a young man that's thrown an awful lot over the last 2 weekends.
377 pitches in the NCAA tourney alone. He would have been happy to put that number up into the 400s, but that at this stage, like you mentioned, that's where a coach comes into play.
Yeah, he's just looking at the scenario. Yes, he's down 3. We've got 6 outs left to work with. I've got some other guys that can do some things. So
He was actually, it looks now like he was thrown out of the game.
He's an emotional young guy right there.
Well, look at Linus Baker, the second base umpire here. We have a look. And he calls time. Or they could be getting rid of the baseball right there. So what that was, he started to move the baseball down his pant leg. And Baker was looking for a new baseball for that one to be put out of play. So the decision was from Braga. As Clemens caught trying to steal second base. What a throw from Kalevahea.
A little hit and run, trying to get something going. And nice throw right there, and all of a sudden, it starts out to be a good inning. Hit and run, no contact. Clemens, you're on hit and run, you're not to get picked off, Lowell. You make sure they go to the plate. Good pitch and catch gets the out.
So this is Nick Osborne on the mound. And Osborne pitched the final 3 innings of the decisive Game 7 of the Oxford Regional. used to being put in these pressure situations.
Another tough play.
And Kaleva makes the catch, falling to the ground. And we are going to the 8th inning with a 3-run game. Stroshine, Chambers, Putzig, all coming up for the Golden Eagles. Cody Clemens and the Texas Longhorns holding a 5-2 lead in Game 3 of the Austin Super Regional as we go to the top of the 8th. This was a half inning ago. Clemens caught trying to steal second base. His right hand, you see it sliding on a very, very hot surface here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field. Immediately holds it, goes back to the Texas dugout and dips it in a bucket of ice. But he is back and apparently ready to go. Parker Joe Robinson returns for Texas as Ethan Roberts still being consoled inside the Tennessee Tech dugout. And a first pitch strike for Robinson.
Well, always the 8th inning. A lot of times you have 3, 4, 5 do. Sometimes that's a tougher inning than the 9th.
Pop back out of play. 0-2 to Stroshine, who has his first hit of this Super Regional, a double to the wall back in the 4th inning. 2-time OVC Player of the Year. He was also National Freshman of the Year in 2016. Ripped, foul. First player ever to drive in 60 runs in 3 different years at Tennessee Tech. On a line, Clemens handles it and makes the catch for the first out.
Shift on now. Chambers as he comes to the plate.
Chase Chambers 0 for 3.
Mentioned it earlier, you come out of the bullpen, your job is to throw strikes, and that's exactly what Parker Joe Robinson has done since coming in.
Look at this, Nolan Kingham, the Game 1 starter, getting loose along with Cam Fields. 2 straight balls from Robinson, and it's 2-2. This is drilled to right field. Ellis at the track and makes the catch. Let's check in with John Brinkley. John, thank you. Keith, we know this. As soon as this game is done, we start watching 3 more baseball games.
They've all been good ones. And we've got a good one that's going to come down. This is tight right here. You get a base runner, and all of a sudden, you're the same way. Can't wait to see the one in Fayetteville and then in Gainesville, Florida this evening.
Butzig has shown big-time toughness. That hammy has been a problem. Messed it up against Vanderbilt during the regular season. Held him out for the final couple of weeks. He tweaked it in yesterday's game and re-aggravated it here today. Shaw on the run, makes the catch. Going to the bottom of the 8th. Packed house here in Austin.
Baseball Super Regionals is presented by the Capital One Venture Card. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. What's in your wallet?
They are inside the confines of the ballpark, inside the parking garage, and just beyond the left field fence. Seating at a premium inside and outside UFCU Dish Falk Field as Texas is closing in on a trip to Omaha. However, Tennessee Tech, they've been in this spot before. Winners of 3 straight elimination games. Bottom of the 8th, 5-2. Longhorns with the lead. McKenzie leading off.
Nick Osborne has come in and got 2 big outs to end the threat for Texas in the 7th. This is a must zero. You've got to throw a 0 up here. You're down to 3 outs offensively.
Garza, Osborne, Harris will be due up in the 9th for the Golden Eagles. McKenzie gets a hold of this one. Junior tracks back and makes the catch a couple steps shy of the warning track.
Start peeking ahead as you have and start looking at it. I'm not sure that Texas won't go with Parker Joe Robinson. He has done nothing except throw strikes, keep Tennessee Tech off balance.
Into the glove of Garza, 2 down.
Tate Shaw, as he comes to the plate, scored in the 6th inning, and right now that looks like a gigantic run.
That was on the pop from Hamilton that Chambers could not handle. Went off his glove into foul territory. It's a fair ball. And Shaw was able to motor around and score. He reached.
Ooh, that hurt.
With the bunt.
Jeff Head took the brunt of that one. Sometimes it is a catch, professional courtesy, go out, because he took. Sometimes umpires don't realize how tough it is to be back there. Try your best as a catcher to block everything you can, because you know he's more vulnerable than you are. Tough, man. Toughs it out.
93 from Osborne. Shaw did not go. 2014, the last time the Texans went to Omaha. That was under Augie Garrido. Shaw's older brother, Colin, was one of the stars of that team. Augie very much on the mind of everyone around college baseball this season, specifically here in Austin, Texas. Shaw looking for 2. It's bobbled in right field by Stroschein. And a 2-out double.
Work a good count, put a good swing on it, and that's exactly what Shaw did, his second hit of the day. Ryan Reynolds, who's had the bottom part of this order, has been really productive for Texas today.
Reynolds moved into the 9-hole for game 2 after really struggling in game 1 of this Super Regional. He has responded. An RBI double to the fence to make it 2-0 Texas in the second inning. A Clemens home run, a Paczynski home run in the third made it 4-0. And this bottom of the order for Tennessee Tech is unlike any other 6 through 9 in college baseball. They can all hurt you and do it quickly. It's 0-2. It's going to be David Garza, Nick Osborne, and Colin Harris. All double-digit home run threats. And here we go to the 9th inning. Texas needs 3 outs to go to Omaha for the 36th time. The Golden Eagles need a run to give them a shot to go for the first time ever. Final day of the Super Regionals, and that's what we're playing for. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Super Regionals presented by Capital One. Lo Galindo here with Keith Moreland at UFCU Disch-Falk Field, the home of Texas baseball. When you arrive in Austin, play for this program, the expectation is Omaha. It's a program that has been there 35 times, 10 more than any other team. And they are 3 outs away from a return. Parker Joe Robinson back on the mound, David Garza leading off. Great symmetry with Robinson and to potentially close this one out. His father, Jeff, played for the late, great Augie Garrido at Cal State Fullerton. He was an assistant high school coach after his major league career and placed a call to Augie Garrido and said, hey, I've got a righty you need to check out. Augie made that trip out to California, liked what he saw, didn't even realize at the time that Jeff Robinson was talking about his son, Parker Joe.
You're chasing 2 or 3. You got to find a way to get base runners early in the inning. That's what Garza's job is, to find a way to reach first base. By far the most pitches Parker Joe Robinson has thrown this season. Good at bat. Keep grinding the at bat out.
Eighth pitch of the at bat coming from Robinson to David Garza. A hot shot past Hamilton into center field.
And that was a quality at bat. Just fought off a ton of pitches. Now they got a pitch he could handle.
David Pierce now going to the bullpen.
Andy McGuire, who has closed the second half of the season for Texas, coming into the game.
But ran into some trouble against Indiana and the deciding game of the Austin Regional. Check in with John. John, thank you so much. Some tense moments here as Texas holds on to the 3-run lead. Andy McGuire checking in to try to close this one out after David Garza led off with a single ripped up the middle.
When you look at Andy McGuire, sinker slider, 3/4 sidearm delivery, came to the University of Texas as an infielder, was away from the program for nearly 2 full years. Back to the program, came back, and has really been a great addition to the bullpen for Texas. Strike one, so important to a guy that throws from this arm slot. When he is effective, strike one sets it up.
And a quick reminder that the Texas Tech Duke matchup will start on ESPNU. There is David Pierce, Big 12 Coach of the Year, who has spent a lot of time with this postseason run thinking about the people that have not been able to watch firsthand. Augie Garrido. Also, his father, Billy. Billy passed away when Coach Pierce was only 12 years old. When he was 16, he started dating his wife, Susan. Her father, Alfred Kubiak, really became his father figure. He passed away in 2010. Those figures, key ones in his life, not lost in moments like this. Nick Osborne, 0 for 2. 12 home runs, 48 driven in on the year. And it's 0-2.
Good slider right there, set up by the first pitch fastball strike.
Fine job of DJ Petrinsky.
This is the pitch you want to make it happen. You do not want to go 3-2. Advantage goes to Osborne at that point.
And the count is full. Texas will not be taking any chances. Fields and Kingham are ready to go. Both have pitched so far in this Austin Super Regional. Down on strikes. Let's check in with John. John, 8 teams still alive. How long can Tennessee Tech hold on? The national leader in wins with 53, down to their final 2 outs. As McGuire checks on Garza at first base. Strike 1 to Colin Harris. And it's 2-1.
McGuire has stayed downstairs since coming in. So you got to raise your sights a little bit, force him to get it up if you're Harris here.
Three, 1 with John Hamm on deck. He has outstanding power. And the count is now full. And this is huge because with that walk, the tying run now comes to the plate.
"25, 26, and 27th out of a ball game is hard to get, especially when what's on the line right now. Visit. McGuire is the guy that throws a ground ball. Texas has been outstanding in the infield, turning the double play. 1 for 3 is John Hamm as he steps in. Most in the NCAA. They've been really good in that category.
And McGuire struggling to find the zone. It's 1-0. And that's going to do it. Pierce immediately making that call to the bullpen. He wants Nolan Kingham. With these kind of ramifications, you just can't mess around.
Well, Friday night guy, it would be his day to throw. He did not throw yesterday. He loosened up, limbered up, obviously came back today and loosened up. So I can give you something. He's going to be asked to get 2 big outs.
Let's check in with John. John, thank you so much. Here is Nolan Kingham, younger brother of Major League pitcher Nick Kingham. He's going to make his second appearance of this Austin Super Regional. 6'3", 200-pound junior out of Las Vegas.
Well, he has come out of the bullpen before and got some saves, so it's not like an unusual scenario where this is the first time out of the bullpen this season. When he comes out of the bullpen, usually tries to heat it up. He had 95 pitches in game 1. He was the losing pitcher in game 1. When he comes out of the bullpen, he's a little bit different pitcher where he's more of a sinker. He will go more to his fastball, some four-seamers involved in that. He comes on here, tying run at the plate.
He's going to have to face John Hamm, who still has that 1-0 count. And then Junior Kalevahea due up after him. Can only imagine what these moments are like for being in both dugouts right now, trying to hold on if you are Texas. These guys are always loose at Tennessee Tech.
Well,
trying for one more run.
Again, I've said it the entire ball game. You play to be in these types of games in this type of environment. It's just an unbelievable environment, and you got to relax. You start trying here, try to do more than you're capable of doing, you're in trouble. Allow the game to happen and see what happens here.
Now, John Hamm is hitting in the 9 spot, but you must keep in mind, for most of the season, he's been the #5 hitter for Tennessee Tech. So no stranger to moments like this with 2 on. As Tennessee Tech does not want to be forgotten. It's been a fantastic, unbelievable, unforgettable run. First Ohio Valley Conference team to get here to the Supers, trying to become the first in Omaha. And it's 1-1.
The scenario, 93-94, he'll when he comes out of the pen, he reaches back, gets a little more, it flattens out a little bit, not as much sink, but good velocity.
Skied to left field. Hibbler going back. Not the breeze that we had a little bit earlier in this game. And there's 2 down.
It's got the crowd buzzing, though. That's to the track. Wasn't sure that ball was going to stay in the ballpark.
Fifth relief appearance for Nolan Kingham this year. The previous 4, no way they felt like this one. And it's 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk to load the bases with 2 outs.
Nobody said it was going to be easy to close it out, and that's a team that's been good offensively all season long, and Tennessee Tech just keeps grinding at bats out.
And now Chase Sugar joining Cam Fields in that Texas bullpen. He entered in a similar situation against Indiana in the final game of the Austin Regional to record the final 2 outs. Benny Kalevahea. A moment for him. Five straight balls. Garza on third. Harris on second. Junior on first. All outstanding speed for Tennessee Tech. Grounded foul.
Outside the zone that time. When you stay patient. Hard to do.
Ripped, but foul.
You not love this game? It's right down to the next pitch.
And Kalevahea building the drama here in the top of the ninth. It is the Blue Bloods of Texas against the blue-collar crew of Tennessee Tech. Only room for one in Omaha. Up the middle, Hamilton. Texas wins, and only one word will do. Omaha.